Hey guys, how are you? Okay, so today's video I am talking about homeschooling, and a lot of you guys have asked for this video for a while because I haven't talked about homeschooling, I don't know, for months and months probably. And that's because for one, we had summer vacation, but for two, we weren't entirely sure yet what we were going to do this year for homeschooling. As most of you guys know, I have been homeschooling my son for the last 2 years. We started homeschooling, mostly it was me. I started homeschooling when he was in 2nd grade and then homeschooled 2nd and 3rd grade. Towards the end, middle to end of 3rd grade, I was coming to the realization that he was doing so much better at the charter school that he was going to. So the way that I homeschool is through a public charter school, which is really like a Christian school, but it's public for, state purposes. And so he would take some of his classes at the charter school, and then he would do the rest of his work at home. So 3 days a week he was home, and 2 full days a week he would be at school. And when I would go to conferences and talk to his teachers, I just found that he was challenged more in school. He's very competitive, so he was driven to want to learn, and I don't know, it was so different than how he was with me at home, where he was just lazier and not challenged and not motivated. And yet the second he sat down in a classroom, that changed for him. And so I started talking with my husband about it, and we started praying about it, and it was hard for me because at that point, yes, 2nd grade was so hard for me. I cried all the time. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But once we got to the middle of 3rd grade, I felt like we'd finally hit our groove, and we were at least relationally, it was so much better, and he was just, I don't know, I was in it. I was like loving it and wanted to keep doing it, but then it was discouraging because I felt like he was doing so much better learning under somebody else. So we decided just to be in prayer about it and to set aside our desire and our will and our agenda and really try to seek out what God wanted specifically for Taylor. And we found an incredible Christian private school near our house that teaches through the classical model, which we both really, really love, and I'm going to be using a lot of that in Chloe's homeschool curriculum. I love their approach to Christian education. It's not a force it down your throat, just believe what we tell you type approach. I think that didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to, but you know what I'm saying. They really push kids to think logically and to work through reasoning. And so if they have a question about their faith or about the Bible, they don't just give a pat answer. They really lead them down a line of questioning so that they're able to come to their conclusion of truth, which I don't believe that there is different versions of truth. I think there is absolute truth. But I feel like if we just spoon feed our children and we don't teach them to think for themselves and understand why the truth is the truth, then once they get to college, they're going to start exploring a bunch of other things that aren't truth. Okay, so that was a really long explanation. So in the end, like I said, we prayed that God would show us what was right for Taylor. We applied for the school, we applied for financial aid. Both were accepted, and at that point we just decided to go forward with it. We committed to trying it for this year and seeing how he does, and then reevaluating as we pray through this year and see what God has for us the next year. And that's the great thing that I'm starting to figure out, is just because we make a decision for a year doesn't mean it has to be permanent. So that's just what he's doing this year. He will be at his school doing the classical education, and so far it's going amazingly. I can definitely see that God had a hand in this. Now, I am going to be homeschooling Chloe, and she is starting kindergarten. She is already reading. We started teaching her to read when she was 3 1/2. So she's been reading for a good year, if not a little bit longer. So in choosing her curriculum, it's kind of kindergarten, but it's also kind of first grade, even though she's in kindergarten, if that makes sense. And that's another great thing about homeschool, is you get to mix and match what you teach, you know. That's one of the things I really like about it. She's going to be doing the charter school program, where she goes to school 1 day a week, and then actually 1.5 days. She'll do history and science, and then just like a mini kindergarten class. But then pretty much the majority of her education will be here at home. I have no idea what our schedule is going to look like. I have no idea how much time a day it's going to be. We really have only homeschooled a couple days, and even then it's been very gradual, bringing in different things each time. So I can't really speak to how it's working. Maybe I'll do a mid-year check-in and let you guys know. But really quickly, I'll just go through the curriculum that I chose for her this year. And I don't have a lot to say about each one yet because we haven't done very much of it. But if you guys have used any of this curriculum and you have feedback, good or bad, please let me know. I love to hear other people's experience and wisdom when it comes to stuff like this, because this is my first time teaching kindergarten. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so first up we have spelling power, and I don't even know what to expect. This whole book is apparently kindergarten through 12th grade, this entire book. So I don't know what it's going to be like, but that's what I chose. We'll see if I stick with it. That's the thing with a lot of this curriculum, is halfway through the year, some of it may not work for us. We might switch to something different, and that's what I really love, is that we get to do that. So for now, I've chosen the Spelling Power book. That's what we're going to use for spelling. So then for math, I chose to go with Singapore Math, mostly because that's what Taylor's going to be doing in his school. And if we ever end up deciding to send Chloe to that school, I want her to kind of have the foundation of Singapore Math. So we have the Early Bird Kindergarten Mathematics. This is the Common Core edition. And I got A and B. And it comes with an activity book and a textbook. So we did a little bit of this. It's super simple right now. I think it's just kind of getting them warmed up with like matching and stuff. So I don't know. But I know that Singapore Math is a really, really good math program. I just hope I can teach it well, because I do not like math. Okay, then I chose to do Handwriting Without Tears. So this is the workbook here. You just have like pretty standard writing pages, and then it comes with a teacher's guide. So that's what we have for handwriting. Okay, then I have the Explore the Code. And I got books 3 and 4 because the 1 and 2, she's just past that already, just in the stuff that we were teaching her in reading. So I moved on to 3 and 4. We've already done a few lessons, and I can see that I made the right choice, because even 3 and 4 is a little bit easy for her. But so many people have loved this curriculum, so I'm excited to give it a shot this year. And then I have this book. This is First Language Lessons. This is definitely a classical model education book, and you do a lot. Most of all the stuff that I have this year, you sit and work with them. A lot of it is memorization, kind of repeating and going over a lot of the same things over and over and over again. But I've heard great things about this, and so I'm going to give it a try. We'll see. This is Kindergarten Wordly Wise, and it's cute. We did 1 day of it, and you tell a story, and there's like pictures and vocabulary that go with it. So she liked it. It was good. And then she's going to be doing science, like I said, at her charter school. This is the history book that they're using for kindergarten. I'm not going to be doing a lot of it at home. Most of it's just going to be in her class. But it's called What Your Kindergartner Needs to Know. And to be honest, haven't even flipped through it. I guess there's some language and literature There's some stuff about history, geography. They're mostly stories I think they probably discuss. So yeah, so that's what she'll be doing for history. And that is all I have to show you so far. I will do my best to remember to check in maybe in the next 2 or 3 months and let you guys know how it's been going, what I think of all this curriculum, and just give you guys some feedback too as far as how Taylor's doing with the private school. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Like I said, if you have any ideas, suggestions, feedback about some of that curriculum or other things that you guys might be able to suggest to help me out with kindergarten, I would definitely appreciate it. Like I said, this is all new territory for me. And I just want to say too that as much as I love homeschooling, and I think there are so many incredible benefits to homeschooling, I definitely am coming to realize more and more that it's not for everyone. And I don't have the mindset that if you are Christian, or even if you're not Christian, that you should be homeschooling your children. I do think it should be something you consider and you pray about, but I think that it's different for every family, and as I'm coming to realize, it's even different for every kid. So I think there are so many benefits to it. I love it. I believe in it, but I just wanted to put that out there because I don't want anyone to feel like, I don't know. I just wanted to say that. Alright guys, I'm starting to get rambly, and that's about the time I should wrap up my videos. So I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks so much for watching. And I just want to remind you too to make sure that you guys have liked my Facebook page, Les Musings of Moi. I'm going to be posting a lot more over there, a lot of just talking and conversation about different things, beauty and homeschool and life and whatever is going on. So when I'm not here or on my blog, I'll probably be there on Facebook and we can chat there, or Instagram. I'm really active on Instagram too. So, and of course, let me know if you're following me so that I can follow you back. And yeah, now I really will stop talking. All right, you guys, I'll see you later.